Hey everyone, I'm Andrew Velasquez.
And I'm Juliet Briseno.
And welcome to our very first newscast of Nickel Plate News.
Okay.
This newscast is where we cover everything that is happening in our community.
That's right. From safety tips to local hotspots, sports, and even some fun experiments, we've got you covered.
Speaking of safety, Halloween is coming up. Candy, costumes, and maybe a few ghosts. But remember, ghosts aren't the only danger. Tonight we got some tips to keep trick or treating safe.
As Halloween approaches, excitement is building for costumes, candy, and trick-or-treating. But safety is just as important on this holiday.
That's right. And during this safety segment, we're going to be talking about tips and tricks how to keep your Halloween safe, whether that's candy, parties, or neighborhood driving.
One of the biggest concerns for parents this Halloween is candy safety. Experts warn that not every treat kids collect is safe to eat. Law enforcement has warned about dangerous substances, including rainbow fentanyl, a highly addictive and potentially deadly drug that can look just like candy.
And while many of these cases are rare, history has shown there have even been reports of sharp objects like razors or sewing needles hidden in candy. So what should parents do? Well, for starters, here are a quick few tips you can take before your kids start digging in to their Halloween candy this year. First off, we recommend you wash your hands, then spread the candy out in good lighting.
Second, inspect every wrapper carefully. Squeeze pieces of candy to feel for anything unusual.
Next, shine a flashlight over suspicious items to check for hidden objects such as needles and razors. And open suspicious candy carefully.
Now you should avoid homemade treats or anything unsealed.
And lastly, and most importantly, throw away anything that looks suspicious and tell a grown-up.
If you do find something concerning, remember to report it. Call 911 or your local non-emergency number. And remember, if you see something, say something.
By slowing down and checking the candy, parents can ensure that the only thing scary this Halloween is the costumes, not the candy. Another big concern this Halloween is neighborhood safety. With many teenagers driving to parties and kids trick-or-treating, parents can be unsure of their child's safety this Halloween.
Experts say kids should bring flashlights, wear reflective clothes, or wear neon to make sure that they're safe.
And for drivers, the advice is simple. Slow down, stay off your phone, and watch for children. Some neighborhoods will also have parties, which means more cars and pedestrians on the road.
Planning a route ahead of time can also help families avoid busy streets or poorly lit areas.
From checking candy to looking both ways at a crosswalk, these are some small steps you can take to make a big difference this Halloween.
So as you head out this October 31st, remember to enjoy the costumes, the candy, and the fun. But stay alert and stay safe. And Happy Halloween!
Those are some tips I'll definitely be following. No ghost in my neighborhood. Thank you very much.
Next up, something sweet. Dutch Bros has a new spot in the 317, and we tried their fall drinks and seasonal menu just for you.
Spoiler, pumpkin spice everything is back. And yes, it's as good as it sounds.
Hi, I'm Juliet Briseno,
I'm Joshua Frazier.
and this past summer, Dutch Bros opened in Noblesville, and we're here to try their seasonal menu. I'm here trying the caramel pumpkin ice latte, and Josh is trying the candy cherry blended rebel.
Try 'em out. Pretty good.
Yeah, I'd give it a solid 10 out of 10.
Yeah, mine's definitely super sweet. I like it. It's like a 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I recommend go trying these out on Dutch Bros seasonal menu. If you are a coffee lover, I definitely recommend trying this drink. It's not too sweet, but it's also not too bitter. It has the perfect combination of caramel and that pumpkin spice taste.
And if you're not a fan of coffee and you kind of want like a nice morning slushy, I would definitely get the candy cherry blend rebel because this thing's like super sweet, has a nice kick to it, and it's not coffee.
Dutch Bros is new in Noblesville and it's taken by storm. The lines are very long and especially during rush hour. We're here with
Andreas,
and what did you get from Dutch Bros?
a cherry something drink, Red Bull drink. It's fire, 10 out of 10, recommend. Y'all come out, try Dutch Bros new location. It's fire.
Why did you choose Dutch Bros?
Cause it's new and I never had anything like this. A Red Bull frozen drink. They got coffees too, I tried it before. It's pretty good. I rated it over Starbucks for sure, 10 out of 10. I need to come out, try.
That's all we have for you today. Come try out Dutch Bros' seasonal drinks this fall.
I might need a cup of that pumpkin drink right now.
Same.
And now, science meets Halloween. Ever wondered what happens if you put elephant toothpaste in a pumpkin?
Spoiler alerts, it explodes, and it's also hilarious. Watch this.
Hey guys, I'm Josh here with your entertainment segment. This fall season, there are a lot of activities you can do, such as going to a pumpkin patch, trick-or-treating, or even going to a haunted house. But here's how you can bring the fun to your backyard with a little fun science experiment. For this science experiment, you're only gonna need 6 things: water, yeast, soap, hydrogen peroxide, food dye, and a pumpkin. First, you're gonna carve out your pumpkin and make sure it's fully gutted. And then you're gonna put some hydrogen peroxide inside the pumpkin. After you get the hydrogen peroxide in, you're gonna put a little bit of dish soap, and then you're gonna put a couple drops of food dye. Then you're gonna give that a little swirl. Okay. Now you're gonna set that to the side, and then you're gonna grab your water and your yeast. Then you're gonna swirl the water and yeast together around. And then you're gonna put the yeast, water, inside the hydrogen peroxide mixture.
Yep, all good.
On the count of 3, we're gonna dump it in. 3, 2, 1. Oh, that's disgusting. Yep. We're gonna just let that foam up. This is a little experiment you can do in your backyard, but let's say you want to have a little bit more fun. Let's send it over to the bigger pumpkin now. Now we're on to the bigger pumpkin. So we're gonna do the same steps we did last time and put the hydrogen peroxide inside the pumpkin. Then you're gonna grab some dish soap. Then you're gonna grab your food dye. Okay. Then, last but not least, you're gonna get your yeast mixture and warm water, and then you're gonna pour it in. We're gonna pour it in on the count of 3. 3, 2, 1. It's not doing anything. So, because it looks like just bubbles.
How about we just have it spill out so it looks like it?
I don't even know. It's not even coming up. Maybe the pumpkin's too big.
I don't even think it's
Nah,
that.
it's definitely like the proportions, like for all the
Yeah,
chemicals.
I knew I should have. But what proportion? Maybe not enough yeast?
Soap?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think I put too
We
much
should've
soap.
asked, like ChatGPT, like,
I
how much
did.
Exactly.
Well, that was kind of anticlimactic. I don't think we put enough yeast in there, but that's exactly why I'm not a scientist and I'm your news anchor. So thank you guys for watching. Now we're gonna send it back to the main anchors.
Social media is a big part of students' lives, and now it's at the center of a national lawsuit. This is what this could mean for schools.
I'm Pat Mapes, Superintendent of Hamilton Southeastern Schools. Here today to talk about the social media lawsuit that HSE has entered with hundreds of other school districts across the United States.
My name is Kyle Goodwin, principal at Fishers High School, here to talk about kind of the nationwide litigation against social media companies.
I'm Dr. Craig McCaffrey. I'm the principal at Hamilton Southeastern High School, and today we are talking about our district joining the class action lawsuit against social media companies.
The national social media lawsuit is schools who have had an adverse impact because of social media in their school setting. Social media has an impact on all of our lives each and every day. And the schools are a prime example of where social media can come in, the different avenues to cause a disruption to the education process. And our schools would like to see that curtailed somewhat and controlled to make certain our students can focus academically while they're here. Our district decided to get involved in this lawsuit as it was nearing about 80 other school corporations in the state of Indiana, and we had previously entered into a lawsuit with VAPE, the Juul lawsuit that the district was in several years ago. We know that social media has had an impact on our school, and as we looked at what the lawsuit was trying to address of getting better control, especially for younger students, the impact that social media had, we felt like Putting our name in that lawsuit was very important for the state of Indiana to show that even one of the largest, most influential school districts in the state was having a concern of what was going on.
Yeah, it's a great question, worthy of our pursuit, I think. And that's just because there really are substantial costs that a public school has to incur because of some of the ripple effects of social media. You know, some of those effects are like, generally there's a disruption to learning that happens. I think if you talk to students, they would admit, even though we all use social media, sometimes social media can be a distraction to learning, and that's the number one thing. But in terms of costs we then have to recover as a result of that, or we incur as a result of that, you've got like counseling and mental health supports that are necessary, and there are costs that come with those. There is like student discipline and behavior management that happens. So for example, in the last 2 years, both schools have added like a 4th dean of students. And a lot of that is just because of some of the student behavior that we have to respond to.
You know, if the lawsuit is successful, I hope from Hamilton Southeastern standpoint and other school districts that there are some controls put in place on access of social media. I really think today technology is a part of our lives, but how it impacts our younger students, especially grades K through 6, K through 7, that really don't know the impacts that can happen in social media, let alone some of the bad things that happen on social media, that we get some controls in place.
I think one of the biggest things I would hope for is just an awareness publicly for parents and students, and for there to be a recognition that that social media is not having a positive impact on our youth growing up, and that really it's more about that awareness and then action to making sure that we're regulating the use of that, like we do everything else that we regulate that could be of danger to teenagers.
And I guess to answer your question, my biggest concern would be if there are any things that are artificial barriers to that learning. Things that are truly disruption to learning. I'll be honest, when I'm in a meeting and I've got notifications on my phone popping up from, it could just be email, but it could be Instagram, it could be whatever, it's a distraction. You know, you're just like constantly split focused. And I know you can do things on your phone to try to limit notifications or things like that, but that is definitely, I think disruption to learning, that's probably my number one concern, only because it gets in the way of what is our core purpose here, which is to ensure, you know, learning for all students.
The biggest thing with it is it can really have a negative impact on somebody's life through constant social pressure. Someone can be made fun of online all the time for no reason, just because somebody else thinks it's funny. I don't think people see that the person on the other end of that is an actual person. It lets people say things and do things they would never do to someone in person. And I think that it would really increase the mental health. It would help with our personal interactions more as well versus interacting through our phones.
So the balance of social media in a student's life is really a slippery slope, because especially our high school students, let's talk about them. Our high school students are trying to promote themselves, whether it be for athletics or academics or even work-based, to show, you know, these are the skill sets that I have. I'd like to introduce myself to you, to possibly maybe to attend your college or gain employment with you. And those are some things that can be really positive that comes out of a student's social media interaction. Trying to make certain that you understand the difference of a phishing scam or someone trying to take advantage of you, and know what that looks like if it comes up in your feed, is the piece that I think parents and schools need to do to help that student. Now, the other thing is, there's nothing that takes the place of face-to-face conversation between two humans. And at the end of the day, I don't care what career or what activity you're involved in, you have to deal with people. So we have to also make certain that there's a balance of interaction that's personal compared to technology interaction that happens, and learning about the two sides of that and how positive the face-to-face is compared to your technology is also a very important thing for our students to learn.
And now on to Kyle Gibbons with Conner Prairie.
I'm here at Conner Prairie giving you the inside scoop on their Headless Horseman Festival. Here I'm going to give you all the things that are new, exciting, And what's coming back? The 42nd Headless Horseman Festival at Conner Prairie runs Thursdays through Sundays, 5 to 10 p.m. through October 26th. Features include the Ichabod Crane Hayride, Midway Rides, fire art, treats, axe throwing, and a circus-themed Trail of Terror. Admissions are free for members, but $26 for non-members. Now I'm here at Conner Prairie's most iconic attraction, the Corn Maze. Last year they had setbacks and obstacles such as wind damage, but they're back and bigger than ever. So as you can see behind me, we're at the Trail of Terror. Very iconic. As you can see here, some of the sensory things that they've added or are very well known for is, low light, loud noises, strong smells, which is kind of an interesting way that people don't think about, scaring, smells. But this is definitely not for the faint of heart. It opens at 7 p.m. and is a must go. There are many alternatives to the Trail of Terror. If you're not as faint of heart, we've got the long corn maze if you just want to go and have a good time. Or we've got the short maze where you're just, you want to cross it off your bucket list, but you don't want to be there too long. One of the new activities you might not have known is coming to Conner Prairie is axe throwing, which is pretty ironic with the Headless Horseman. Oh yeah! We also met with Rachel Middleton with Anarchy Axe Throwing in Indianapolis on 96th Street in Allisonville. And if axe throwing isn't your thing, there's always Ninja Stars. She taught us how to throw axes and Ninja Stars. If you would like to reserve a spot, you can find them on their website, anarchyaxethrowing.com. Another new addition to Conner Prairie is the fire dancing, something we haven't seen before, but are very excited to see. Now I'm here at one of Conner Prairie's most kid-friendly and most kid-oriented attractions, the Humongous Slide. I don't think there's much to say. It's a huge slide. And what's even better is Josh and I got to try this slide on live television, Wish TV Channel 8.
Hill for the littles.
All right, so our volunteers, Josh and Kyle, they're with the Southeastern Media Network. They're some student journalists in the making. They're gonna race to the bottom here, hopefully just to kind of prove that it's not defective and I was the problem here. Hyacinth, as they're going down, tell us a little bit more about what people can expect. You guys can feel free to go whenever.
Yes, okay, I'm excited. Okay. Yes, there is so much to do. We have the corn maze, we have our barrel train, we have axe throwing. Oh, they are having a great time.
Now I'm here at Conner Prairie's famous Apple Store, where it's celebrating its 40th anniversary, a major milestone for Conner Prairie. That's all for Conner Prairie. I'm Kyle, and please enjoy. This is a really cool festival and we had a lot of fun, so make sure you head out to Conner Prairie this year.
And that's a wrap for our very first newscast.
Thank you for joining us. More fun, safety tips, local spotlights, and sports are coming soon, right here in your community.
Have fun, stay safe, and enjoy Halloween without any exploding pumpkins.